Peace, peace. Do you want to send out invites? Not really. Okay, so this is probably going to be pretty short and sweet because might be going some type of throat activation. It's a lot to talk. So, they say time is not linear, but what the fuck does that really mean anyways? And how does that affect us anyways? Well, for those of us that understands that or have heard of these terms, jumping timelines, we understand that the choices that we make are like portals, basically, are like doors. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen a couple of movies like this. I'm trying to think of one. I think one is called like Sliding Doors or something like that. But it shows how if a woman missed the train that day, how her life would have been different versus if she caught the train, the normal time she usually catches the train, and how her life goes. It's funny, like I be telling my children all the time, one person can be a huge difference in your life. Sometimes you meet one person and super bad influence and shit, and things just go whatever. Sometimes it could be one person that, I don't know, has connections with something, and boom, you're like that. So, time is not linear, meaning that you cannot visit yesterday. You can think about yesterday, but you cannot visit yesterday. You can think about tomorrow, but you can't visit tomorrow. Even if you have deja vu, this would mean that because you feel like you've already done it. You know what I'm saying? So this would mean that you're actually in the future timeline and you're remembering. You feel me? You collapse the timeline via the now. Only through the now. You only have power in the now. You know what I'm saying? Because there could be a future timeline where you're super fucking powerful, but if you never take the steps, if you never start knowing yourself, believing in yourself, you won't make those steps. It's not going to make sense to you. Okay? So, what we like to think of as past and future being linear is not so much, because at any point in time there can be a huge frequency change that connects past and future. A frequency change, right? I'm going to give you an example. One of my own specifically. When I began to get signs that I have a space for shamanic work, it was just popping up everywhere. I was like, oh my God. And I spoke to the shaman at the time who took me through my very first ceremony, who also was a linguist. Okay? There was heavy ancient chant going on during my ceremony. And I was like, yo, I'm getting these like messages that shamanism may be in my path. And they were like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely. So what's going to happen is that you got to go to, did they say Costa Rica or Peru? Or they may have said both. They say you're going to have to go to Costa Rica or Peru and get ayahuasca. You got to go through that so you can go through certain activations with the medicine. that source is placed here. And at the time, like, I don't know, I was going through a bunch of fucking stupid ass shit. I really could not fathom how the fuck I was gonna get to Costa Rica or Peru. Like, I really couldn't fathom it. The way my situation was set up at the time, could not fathom it. So in my head, I was like, okay, I guess when the kids graduate, this was like in 2016, I think, or 2017. I was like, all right, I guess like when the kids graduate, that was like mad years, like maybe 10, like 11 years. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to wait. You know what I'm saying? And I resigned it. And then later on, I began to think, nope, it's not gonna be 10 or 11 years at all. It's not. This is going to open itself to me. And listen to me, the moment I said that, I want you to know that I was contacted by someone and they were like, hey, you ever did ayahuasca? And I was like, nah, but you know what I'm saying? I hear the mama plant is fire and, you know, hopefully I can make it to Costa Rica or Peru sometime within the next motherfucking 10 years. They were like, the plant said to send it to you. What? They said the plant said to send it to you. What's your address? I was like, so how much I gotta pay for it? They were like, the plant said to send it to you. What is your address? I was like, you don't know, my crazy ass took myself through ayahuasca in my motherfucking backyard, bitch. Costa Rica my ass. Okay? If it's for you, it's for you. How quick you connect to it is gonna depend on the frequency you choose in the now. How quickly you can connect depends on the frequency you choose in the now. And can't fake frequency fucker. I promise you, one of these days y'all gonna be like the word witch. Been saying that shit for a long ass time. Can't fake frequency fucker. But you tap into the right ones. And it's like a motherfucking cosmic escalator. Shoom. You just float on. Yeah. So time is not linear, as in the fact that you might think something in the future is so many calendar days, whatever, away, and not understand that it is a specific frequency away, and that time can be collapsed by quite a bit depending on the strength of the frequency. You collapse the timelines via the now only. Okay? That's how it affects you. It affects you because if there's, for instance, if there is some type of huge event, unfortunately, in a few places right here, we have people going through certain disasters, right? Some of them natural, some unnatural. But those disasters are frequency changes, right? This is a new timeline. This is, you know what I'm saying? It's like a tower is going to bring in certain specific changes. It's here in the now. And no matter what was planned on for the future, those things have to be adjusted in those places at this time. Okay? So it affects you by understanding the frequency that you are on today, because if we are always in law of attraction does not turn off. So if you are always attracting, and maybe you always ran it but didn't know you ran it by the shit that you're thinking about and the shit that you're saying, maybe now once you get the awareness, you can begin to purposely run it, to purposely gear it, to purposely steer it. Sorry, I'm getting text messages. Purposely steer it in the proper direction of the timeline that you would like to go. And I mean, we know this already. If you would like to be on the timeline, right? Say you, I don't know, you gotta take a test for something. If you would rather be on the timeline where you pass that test and you celebrating and everything is all good, more than likely you should motherfucking study. Right? That's moving along the timeline that's in alignment with your own desire. If you would rather be on the timeline where you didn't and you're super nervous that day and know that you could have definitely studied more and really didn't and didn't take that shit seriously, the timeline of self-sabotage, which is definitely full of evil eye. Maybe I'll do another one on that soon. Because, yeah, double slit experiment says that the observer changes the atoms and how it's working. It's funny how motherfuckers don't think evil is real. But, yeah, they can tell that when somebody is being watched, right? They act differently. I know some people, they're not really even fighters, but go ahead and put a video camera on their ass and somebody disrespect them. All of a sudden, they're Ali. Okay. Observing changing the atoms. But basically, like, that's it. I could go much deeper into it, but yeah, I wanted some type of activation right now. So, love you. Later.